All right, going to go over quickly this morning's trading session with the Xroc. So we had that gap up this morning, and again, usually gaps are filled, and but not always. But usually the gaps are filled. So a lot of times on the open, we'll see the gap. It might move a little higher, and then it'll try to fill that gap. So let's take a look real quick, see if we get this. So we opened up and gapped up, and we're above the highway. We're looking to buy when our oscillator is up and our Xroc is above 0, and we're gonna sell when our oscillators are down, red, green line below the 50, Xroc below the 0. And so after the gap up, I mean, usually it's going to take about 3, 4, 5 minutes to kind of catch up. Could you trade in this time? Absolutely can. Just want to trade in the direction of the highway, which is this opacity zone here that runs through with the red dots. So we want to buy above, sell below. So once our oscillator gaps up, turned blue, and then it fell over as it went sideways into a trading range, it's telling you possible shorting opportunities that could come from that. So it wasn't quite making higher highs. It was just barely breaking and pulling back, breaking and pulling back. And so now, if we're buying above the highway, I don't know if you could buy any of these, how fast they're going or not going, but anything that you would have bought here, if you bought this bar here, nothing's changed, nothing is telling you to buy. Oscillator wise, just a green bar, and the white bars are down bars, the green bars are up bars. It would have been a break even if you bought this one, the next one. Next pullback here, it would have been a winner. If you bought this one, it would have been a break even. If you bought this one, probably a break even. So that's if you didn't mind any of the rules. You just bought on those situations. So all right, so we had the market coming down underneath the highway, so now we're looking to sell. We get our first sell bar here, but look, our Xroc and oscillator are above. So again, if you find that the Xroc comes back to this zone, this little yellow dotted line here, or you see the oscillator all the way down to that red dotted line, you want to look for 2 legs up to sideways. And so again, even though that's not showing you red, it's not telling you to sell, it's just underneath the highway. And so in this situation, you would wait and look for that second leg up. Now, could you buy the second leg up? Well, yep, Xroc and oscillators are telling you to buy here. This is through the highway and through the open. Probably wouldn't do it myself. The market does create a lower high here and then rolls over, and there's some hidden divergence here, but we're not going to talk about that. We get a double doji in the middle of the highway. You want the double doji to be just under the highway, but also this could actually be a possible sell opportunity here. Xroc, everything fell and said to short. At this point, you could easily have seen at least the lows there, so that would have been pretty good win there. Actually, if you grabbed the whole thing, you would have got to double your profit there for that one. The market came up here, and again, it went through the highway to the open, and then it came back down. So this technically is not a sell opportunity. Even if you're trying to predict the color change, it might not be the greatest area to go short because of it not being fully through the highway there. No divergence or anything at this point. Sold underneath, and then it came up and bounced right on the highway here, and these are perfect opportunities. and then we get our first, second bar. And if you predicted the change, you would have been in, and then at change you would be looking for 4 bars, probably to at least the blue span there. And that was a good trade. I think I caught that trade this morning. And now we are getting some divergence here, but I wouldn't be looking to be trading any divergence as of yet. You also get a double doji here, but it's under the highway, so not the best idea at that moment to go long there. And we got this pretty good move up here off of that. And so now once we got some push towards the open there, we're looking for some at least to break to the highs. We have the overnight highs as well. So, and we don't have any, we have one gap zone that came in right here. So we have a second bar tail. That's this one, this bar right here. We have a second bar tail, which is a really good opportunity to go long. Our color change hasn't changed. Our Xroc is still above 0, so that's good. And then once you have the color change there, if you got in early, you'd be looking for 3 or 4 more bars. If you are waiting, you would have taken that somewhere in there. And now kind of roll across. Now we have some push off of the highway here, and we do have some gap zones, but our oscillator is pretty deep here, so you'd probably want to wait. You want the oscillator to be pretty small on the sell side if you're trying to get through it. In most cases, if it's deep, it could pull up and then pull back down. So best to always wait, and once the oscillator gets smaller towards your direction, there would be a good opportunity possibly here to go long, or you wait until that bar and then take the trade from there. So which that would have been a winner. And then the dojis here, not sure, you could chance these dojis here, but double doji, you want them to be down near the highway where it couldn't get through and then decide to keep going. And then we got, coming back to our gap zone here, we have our dojis on the highway, and then we get our second bar tail again. So the second bar tail is a good opportunity. Our color hasn't changed yet down here, so you're predicting the color change with the trend. It is off the gap. Once you get the color change, you'd be looking for 3 or 4 more bars. So it went 2, and then you get this chop bar, so you'd probably be out there. So looks like you would have got 5, maybe 6 bars. If you held it, of course, the thing just kept going. But got another gap zone here. You could be looking for this to change as well, because our green line is below the 50, so it pops above on this, and then it double dojis out. Would have let you out with a break even, or a few ticks at that point. Once our oscillator and everything else goes green and points up again is right here. So could you be predicting the color change here on this bar? Yep, all this area here, you could have gone long, or you waited and then you shoot long here on this bar. You're looking for a 4 bar profit, so that would have been good as well. Pretty hard to not make money today, unless you just held something that pulled back, even though it let you out. This bar here, we don't have a blue oscillator, but could you have taken that? Yes, it would have chopped on you. You might have got out here, and then it chopped and chopped and chopped. And so if you didn't get out, you would have taken a loss on that one for sure. It created a bunch more buy gaps here, and again, we're looking for those highs. So you could have attempted to get in and predict a color change, but remember what I said, if the oscillator is too deep here, it takes a lot more strength to get over to the top of that. So you see it chops and it kind of pulls back again as the oscillator gets closer and closer to that zero line, and again you see how this stays red here as it's going. So likely it's probably going to turn down a little bit, and there it did. And then we get a double doji under the highway looking to sell, but again, you wouldn't want to sell through this span or these buy gaps. So again, waiting for the color to change here to go up. So at this point you could have gone long here and you would have got a couple bars out of it, and it would have been a break even. Again, it's not quite, it's under the highway, so not technically part of the system. But then we get our doji bars here right on the highway, and so everything is up. So this is a good spot here to go long, and that would have worked out as well. Again, buy above the highway, don't buy in the spans, and you'll do fairly well. So 9:46. I mean, the market just flew all afternoon, so I'm going to cut it short here, but a lot of winners today, no matter how you wanted to play it.